everyone, and welcome again to K Podcast. So, today we are going to be talking about this yeah, you stole my man topic because there is something I'm going to first of all say before I go into many of these topics, into this topic in particular. Is it's always the women that talk about feminism that are the strong speakers of feminism and girl power and have girls back. This the same women that always goes back and destroy other women's relationship. It's always them. And I'm just gonna call it out. It's always the biggest supporters of feminism that are the ones that would go and sabotage sisterhood, their sisterhood and all those things. That is why when I hear, you know women out here talking about you should look after your girl and then your girl turn around and backstab you. It's funny. It's funny because this is the thing. Even Candy Owens had to make a lot of sense when she talked about the Ariana Grande, situation. And I'm like, if you look at all these strong feminist musicians, especially the musicians, you will notice there is a pattern of them always breaking the girl code that they always say. You're breaking the girl code. There was never a girl code. Let me just say it. Girl code only exists when it has to do with many of these women. They would want girl code for themselves, but they don't want girl code for any other person. And yes, they will definitely stab you in the back and take the man, and they will not care. So I find out that one thing that Ariana Grande and Lizzo have in common is, I just found out, is it day before yesterday, or yesterday, when Lizzo's is it Myke Wright's ex-girlfriend spoke up about how Lizzo and her ex, her name is Elizabeth something, I can't remember the last name. She came out on TikTok and she spoke out about this particular topic and spoke about how Lizzo and her ex met, and the fact that they were seeing each other, just the same thing that Ariana and Ethan were doing, seeing each other in the back before getting together and leaving their spouses. But Ariana case is even much more painful because this is somebody that Ariana was very close to, and she was laughing in this woman's face, being very close to her and her 1-year-old child, helping out with the child. This woman had no, the instinct didn't kick in. She had no reason to actually, you know, think that Ariana had a plan, or that Ariana and her husband were seeing each other behind her back. Do you know how more? I feel like when it comes to Lily J's case, Ethan Slater's ex-wife to be case, it is much more painful because a child is involved, and this is a woman that have come so close to you that emotionally you have dropped the guard. And this is not the first time Ariana has actually wrecked a relationships anyway. And especially all these feminist musicians, let me just say, from Taylor Swift to all of them all, they will sing feminist music and then go back and talk about girl code and then break it. So I'm just gonna be bringing up some videos over here. As you know, I always bring up videos, and then we're gonna dissect these videos. And I'm gonna give you guys my own thought on this. First of all, I think we are gonna be bringing up, um, you know, is it Myke or Myke Wright, Lizzo's boyfriend's ex-girlfriend Elizabeth. I'm gonna be bringing up her video first, and I want to hear you guys. I want you guys to listen to her voice because I feel like she's still feeling the pain somehow. She's still feeling that pain. So let me see. Where is it? So I think it's this one here. I'm gonna bring it up.
ish, she and my boyfriend were co-hosting a show on MTV called Wonderland. And no, she wasn't very nice. She wasn't very nice to me. I knew she didn't like me, but the people around her were nice, like her sister.
So for you guys thinking, who is she talking about? This is she's talking about Lizzo and the boyfriend. So this is the ex girlfriend of my Myke Wright, something so. Myke Wright, Lizzo's current boyfriend. This is his ex girlfriend. So she is about to tell us how this whole thing started, and the fact that Lizzo, even she was going on meetings with them. I think they were having some concert or some time that they would be together in a place together, and she literally said Lizzo was not straight out mean to her, but she was also not friendly to her. And I'm like, they be dating. And another thing I want to talk about is the men, because we're blaming the women or only. Sometimes we look at the women and we want to talk about the wrong that the women do in this situation, that they would see another woman and literally behave this way and continue with that relationship. We want to put the blame on women. But at the same time, can we hold the men accountable as well? Because you are the one, the men are the main ones that should be blasted on social media. I'm just gonna say it. Yes, but these spouses, all of them should be held accountable. Both Lizzo and the boyfriend, Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater, all of them should be held accountable. But this is the thing. I've heard people talk about the women more. Can we talk about the men also? Because this is the thing. They are the ones that were in this relationship. They were the ones in this relationship. They are the ones who left these women heartbroken. In Ariana case, which is Ethan Slater's case, he literally took this woman to the altar, married her, have a child with her, and then decided he was gonna be, doing seeing Ariana in the behind his spouse, behind his wife. That is a very shitty man. And this is the thing. Some of these men behave this way, thinking, "Oh, society is not gonna hold me accountable." At the end of the day, they're gonna hold the woman more accountable. Without, I'm gonna be held accountable, but a lot of people are gonna talk about me that much because I'm a man. But the women, they're definitely gonna hold them accountable. So I'm gonna be holding everybody accountable, both the women and men in this case, and rightfully so. Eden Slater, or whatever his name is a very shitty person and a terrible dad at that. Because you can't be in a relationship with somebody for 10 years. Last year she had this kid. Ariana was there laughing in her face, taking care of the child also, literally helping her to wrap the child. And you two were doing this, and as a man, in your mind, in your heart, you thought this was a good thing to do to your spouse. Let's continue with this.
I first met Lizzo late 2016, 2017-ish. She and my boyfriend were co-hosting a show on MTV called Wonderland. And no, she wasn't very nice. She wasn't very nice to me. I knew she didn't like me, but the people around her were nice, like her sister seemed nice. And I kind of ignored it because I felt like, well, she's already like in this celebrity scene or whatever, so she probably just feels like she has better things to do than talk to me. And I just noticed that, like, even when we were just out to eat or at the beach or something, she still wasn't very nice to me. And it wasn't like a production thing, like, oh, she's just really busy or whatever. She just didn't like me. She didn't say anything that was mean, but she was really like standoffish, or like wouldn't talk to me. Like when I talked to her, it was kind of like, oh, okay, like, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to talk to you. So
Okay. First of all, the boyfriend, I'm just going to call the boyfriend in this situation. Lizzo was wrong for not telling you that. Lizzo literally does not really owe you anything in that sense. The person that actually owe you the service to tell you that he is in a relationship with her is your ex-boyfriend. Because Lizzo has no community. Look at it this way. She is not committed to you. She had promised you nothing. You are not in a relationship with Lizzo. When you want to look at it that way, it's the man. The fact that the man knows that he's doing this, and he, like, literally, when you think about how men move, oh my God. And this is the thing, when society don't call them out and really hold them accountable, they just move around crazy out here. And if you want to hold them accountable, all of a sudden, some people and some women will be like, oh, but also the women, participated. And yes, they did. They are terrible women too. And these are the women that will be preaching feminism and preaching girls' code, but they don't know how to uphold the code. That's why I don't listen to all these people that be talking about girls' code, because they be the first one to stab you in the back.
So yeah, I eventually found out that she and my boyfriend had something going on, ex-boyfriend. And that was that. I left the relationship. I mean, yeah, it was heartbreaking. I mean, I was with him for 10 years. I supported him through everything. And when he finally got a big break, he left me for Lizzo. It was really hard for my mental health. I went through a really difficult period of time trying to be okay with this, because it wasn't just like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend. It was like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend and he left me for a person who wasn't very nice to me and turned out to be, like, after the fact, after we broke up, she became a Grammy award winning celebrity and everybody in the world loves her, and her message is like love and light and positivity, after knowing how she treated me. But I didn't want to say anything because it made me sound like a whiny little baby or something. So I didn't broadcast that that was something that happened to me, or when I did talk about it, I never named her, because I just didn't feel like I would be supported or people would care, like people loved her. So why would I why would I try to like drag her name or whatever? So I just silently went through something really big and really hard. It was like my fight or flight response was triggered every time I heard her song on the radio, or like if I went to the movies and like her song was in the trailer. It was so difficult and I cried for so long and I felt so depressed, and like I was in a really bad spot for years.
Oh, sorry, I was talking without the mic on. I mean, you could literally hear the pain in her voice. She's not over it. You can still, like, look at her eyes. She looks like she wants to cry because she can still feel the pain. She's being traumatized. Girl, Elizabeth, if you come across my video, I would just tell you to please seek a therapist. It might be good for you, because I do understand it's traumatizing, especially if you continue to see them all the time in the public light. I mean, you cannot escape it. You absolutely cannot escape it. And this relationship has been for 10 years. She said they've been dating for 10 years. That's a long time. That's why I always tell the ladies, if he doesn't propose to you, if he doesn't bring a ring and take you down the altar after 8 months tops, he's not the one. Because you've sat down here and been in this relationship for 10 years only for him to move on. You've wasted 10 years of your life with somebody that just up and left the next day. He was waiting for bigger opportunity, better opportunity. This is the thing. When somebody was talking last time about men don't fall in love, they just fall in, they think they're in love when they're providing or being opportunist. A lot of men don't know what love is. That's why they can absolutely up and live. But a man that really loves you, you will see it. Like I said before, a man that really loves you will give you everything and will never, ever want to hurt you or want to see you with anybody else. I talked about this in many of my videos before. To find that is why many of the times, if you want to know, if you want to be in a relationship, let the man love you more than you love him. That kind of relationship lasts a long time. If he loves you more than you love him as a woman, that relationship is gonna last. But if you love him more, no. And I wouldn't advise any woman to be in any relationship where she loves the man more. He should love you more. And I understand some people might say, or you two should love each other equally, but most of the times it doesn't happen like that way. There is always one spouse that loves the other more.
Because of how this happened, and I know it wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault. It was his fault. It was the way he handled it. She has no responsibility to me. But I think they could have both been a little more kind in the way that they chose to get together. You know, like he could have broken up with me, or she could have maybe suggested that he break up with me before they started something, because the text messages were something that I'll never be able to not see in my head. I think I'm feeling emotional right now because this is the first time I've ever been able to freely speak on it and feel like people will hear what I'm saying and not just like come at me for saying something about somebody that they really like. And it feels like this validation. And I try to be a good person, you know, I try to let things go, forgive, you know, just move on. But some things just stick with you until it gets lifted off of your spirit. And I feel like this is a moment where it's gotten lifted off of my spirit that she's not everything that she's been saying she is. And I've known that for a long time, but I tried to let it go. But now that it's coming to light, who she really is and how she really operates, it's just like vindication. It's like what I went through was real, and I don't have to be quiet about it anymore. I don't have to be embarrassed about it anymore. It's true. It's true. I've seen it. It's real, and now I can like put these feelings aside and just like really move on. I guess I never really thought I needed that, but I did. I'm realizing that I did. But the biggest takeaway is just be kind. Build your character and be kind. Operate from a place of love. Love yourself. And when you truly love yourself, that will extend itself to other people. Be the same person outside as you are in privacy behind closed doors. Don't try to build yourself up in a fake persona. Just because people say the right things or put on the public displays of humanitarianism or I care about you, and you know, like people love hearing those things, but what we're really not looking at is how people actually live their lives. And it's okay to get those motivational moments or those inspirational messages from people. Take the message, apply it to yourself. You're smart, you know what's right and what's true for you, so take those things and let them make you a better person. But don't ever idolize messengers. Do not ever idolize messengers. You do it for yourself. You figure those things out for yourself. You set your course, you set your path. You do the things that you believe in, and don't think that just because someone else is saying it that they're better than you or anything like that. We're all human. Don't forget that.
What a lovely girl. I mean,
More
it is
kind.
hard. It is absolutely heart-wrecking when you see another woman in pain, because even though you are not a woman that is in that situation, you can actually do understand how it feels, how it hurts, even without being there. You can feel it. You can feel the pain without being in that situation. That's why I don't always understand when people hurt other people. Like, imagine if it was you. It hurts. And I am so sorry that that happened to her. I am. So now we're gonna go into this other video over here because people had something things to say. And even Candice always had something to say. And I see a broken clock is right twice a day at least. It doesn't matter how broken it is, they're right sometimes. So we're gonna go into this. We're gonna look for a video from Ariana Grande's topic. Let me see if I can find one in here. Okay.
Ethan Slater went on double.
So this was somebody talking about them going on this double date of theirs, and this is. I mean, the wife did not see it coming. She did. I mean, this woman just had a child last year. And don't forget, they've been in this. They were high school sweethearts. Let's not forget. And I had it was it up to 10. They were together for 10 years. And if you just think about it, Elizabeth and Mike Lizzo's boyfriend now. They were together for 10 years, and this is also a relationship of 10 years. And the funny part of it is both of them had one thing in common, where they were both seeing their spouses. They were both seeing the other person that they left. So let me just play this video.
There are now reports saying that Ariana and Ethan Slater went on double dates with their spouses, Dalton Gomez and Lily J, while they carried on with their affair. Sources also say that they were very sloppy when it came to their romance/affair, and that the whole entire Wicked cast knew about it. The insider also claimed that the pair, seen here on May 31st, were so open with their romance during filming that the majority of the Wicked cast were aware that they were in a relationship. They had multiple double dates to basically hang out with each other, not their spouses. If this is true, they are literally two of the worst human beings.
Yeah, and Ariana out here breaking girls' code. I mean, it kind of makes sense with that music that she sang. Is it break up with your girlfriend? Yeah, that music. I mean, some people be out here. Lizzo be telling on herself. Ariana be telling on herself. Like, wow. They be really singing it out here, telling people what their intentions are. So let me bring up another video. We're going to go through all this video quickly because, yeah, I don't have so much time today and I want to finish because I'm going on vacation soon, tomorrow, early in the morning, traveling with the family. So I just want to do this and get over with it and also give my commentary because this is very disturbing.
Hell. Ethan Slater's estranged wife, Lily J, has broken her silence to page 6. Y'all, even though it's one quote or a couple of quotes, baby, whoo, girl, my family is just collateral, damn it. She says, Ariana, the story really, not a girl's girl. Ooh, Jesus, not a girl's girl. The girl's girl conversation is about to start up again. My family's just collateral damage. The story is her and Dalton. She says that she is focusing on raising her and Slater's son and being a good mom. Reminder, they had this baby last year. The baby ain't even 1. Pretty sure the baby's like 9 months at this point. Oh, God. Also, there are sources saying, the sources being Ethan's publicist, basically calling every news outlet to get the story out, basically saying that she's trying to do that, allegedly. Apparently, Ethan's trying to take the high road in hopes they can resolve it for the sake of their son, and that she's rightfully upset because the marriage fell apart, but Ariana and Ethan didn't do anything wrong. Also, like to remind y'all, he filed for divorce yesterday. He just filed yesterday.
That is very crazy. It is crazy. It is very crazy out here. And in this same matter, in this same topic, I heard Lizzo went, oh my God, the people that are going to be representing her in the court case about the allegations that she's facing, the lawyer, the legal team, woo, those ones, I mean, my stomach dropped. But you know what? We're still going to get there. We're going to get there. But let's continue with this video before I talk about that court case part. Searching for something, can't find it. Okay, let me take this one over here. F3, F7. No, let me take this one.
Okay, so check it, boom. I don't know who the fuck that white man is, so automatically I'm not defending you. Have fun in jail for the rest of your life. I don't know what the fuck you did, but it seems like you're done. Now on to Melissa. I will no longer be referring to her as Lizzo because that is her stage name and she will be gracing no more stages anymore. Her career is over. Now, Melissa, you're getting sued a lot right now, Boogie, by a whole lot of motherfuckers. So I don't think you're going to have the funding to even pay me. Fuck the free $50K. If I'm going to be your lawyer for real, because you need one, you know, I need you to run me money. But you're going to lose that case, which means I'm going to lose a briefcase full of money. And I can't take that risk. I got kids to feed. So unfortunately, I just cannot do that, Melissa. I'm sorry. Next is Miss Amala. This is a tough one. Didn't forget about those 4chan servers. I don't know if y'all did, but I didn't. Actually, this is not a hard decision, Bookie, but you have an entire support system on social media that rides for you, that defends you, that streams your music. You know, they might as well be your PR, your marketing. You know what I mean? They do everything for you. Called themselves the kittens. You lost a fucking fit and told them squiggly diggly bout head motherfuckers to get the fuck out of your face. You know what I mean? If I was to put on my big boy suit, tie, and nice loafers with a nice, packet and some evidence to go up and defend you on the stand, and I come back to my chair and you tell me what a stupid fucking bitch I am and how horrible of a job I did defending you, you might as well be your own fucking lawyer. Bitch, I'll get my briefcase and I'll crush your mother head. How the did you get here in the first place, mother? I helped you. So yeah, no, I wouldn't defend you. You would waste my time. You would waste my money. You would waste my gas. And I don't even have a car. So it wouldn't happen. How about you lied too much, Bookie? Like me, the jury, and the judge cannot tell, what's truth and what's tea. We really can't. So it's not even worth it for real. On to Miss Ariana. Okay, so what I understand is you are the other woman. And then we have a bit of baby mama who was quite upset for valid reasoning because you did run off with her man publicly. In the headlines, everybody knows. The whole town knows. Her neighbors know. That bitch can't get in her car and go nowhere with everybody knowing that little bitch took your man. But half of y'all trying to defend her like, oh my gosh, she made a song called Break Up With Your Boyfriend, I'm bored. Y'all would be horrible fucking lawyers. Because me personally, if I was that motherfucking lady, I don't give a fuck about that upbeat lyrical omen, bitch. You didn't make that song with me. The fuck? That's some break up with your boyfriend, bitch. How about I break up with that ponytail? Have your shit looking like a fucking thumb? That's if it was me. And in this case, I didn't get cheated on. So Ari sister, you're good, Bookie. I'm defending you. Let's go to court. Mwah. Now, I will always pick the black woman first. Always, always, always. But, in this specific case with these two motherfuckers, I can't do that today. I'm sorry.
Oh, his post was so hilarious that literally I laughed the whole time listening to him talking about this particular case because he put it in a comedic way. Now we're gonna bring out the big shoe out here. So we're gonna be bringing out Candice, because Candice had a message for all of us when it came to Ariana. She spoke the truth that I couldn't even say anything. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, she was spilling the tea. Candice always she was spilling the tea. So I'm going to bring her up here because she said a lot of things that I totally 100% agreed on. Let me bring her up here. Let me see if I can find the clip.
Grande do this to any woman. It's so says that we need feminism. Why would Ariana Grande do this to any woman? It's so despicable. It's so disgusting. And it is reeks of all of the reasons why I say that we should not follow Hollywood. We should not follow trends. And you better wake up to the fact that feminism is a lie. And the women that tend to experiment the hardest with feminism, who love the word I'm a feminist, who love to preach to you about girl power, always have.
I'm going to say this. I have no problem with feminism. But when you start trying to literally get one up on other women, that is where I always have a problem with feminism. When it comes to when women come together and fight, and then a group of women decide they're going to take that for themselves, that is where I have problem with feminism. Even the root and the foundation of feminism was not meant to, accommodate all women. It was mostly for, who. And yeah, later on, they actually, brought in black women in there, but mostly black women are still used as mules for marching and protesting and being the face and being very bold and, being the masculine face of feminism. That's why I'm like, I'm mostly womanist. I'm a womanism. I'm in the womanism. And for those people that say, I don't know what that means, go Google it. Because womanism was founded by a black woman. That's why when I'm talking about the feminist thing, I'm like, nah, I'm in the other side, which makes more sense because feminism was about, some women getting a job. Meanwhile, we've been walking out here for a long time, and this is the thing: women have been walking for the whole entire time of human existence. Women have been walking. Women have been hunters, and women have been doing a lot in society. Although there are some, ethnicity that think they can cover up the history of women contributing to a lot of things. Especially, I was going through TikTok one time, and then I came across this post where, they were talking about older women in those days, that they were the best hunters, like the grandmas, like they were the best hunters. And I was like looking at that. I went back to research for that history. And I'm like, and they come out here and talk about older women. If you're an older woman, they come out and tell you hit the wall. No, most of the time it's fear. It's fear of, you've wised up, you're better when you're older as a woman, you're better. You're more intellectually capable, like you know what you're doing. So that is mostly. I had another, interviewer, very popular on a news station, talking about, some men are very, very afraid of women because of what women actually inhabit. And that does not mean anything outside. It's just you being a woman. And when you are young, you're very, very innocent. You're very, very, naive. You are more easier to be exploited. It is much more easier for men to tame you at that time. But when you're older, when you reach your 30s, you understand what is going on around the world. It's going to be hard because you're going to make your own decision. So when it comes to feminism, I really don't have a problem with it. But the part where I have a problem with it is some women, group of ethnicity of women, like to, after everybody done struggle, they like to take positions for themselves, and they like to take advantage of it because they know it was not founded on the ground of include every woman. It was founded on the ground of, this is what I want for myself, I don't want for you. So if you're somebody out here that is looking for another alternative, I'm going to say go and do research on womanism. So we're going to continue.
Deep-seated issues. And for a lot of these women, first time I heard this about Ariana Grande, first time I heard the story, I said, she obviously has daddy issues. It's abundantly clear that Ariana Grande has daddy issues. She likes to pursue men that are in stable relationships, and she likes to rip those relationships apart, which signals to me that obviously there is something that is plaguing her from her childhood. Women, or to-be women, rather, young girls, need strong father figures, or else they become a disaster in society. So yes, it turns out, I did a little prodding, that her father divorced her mother when she was just 8 years old, and then he left the family home. In her 2018 hit, Thank You Next, she sings a line that's, quote, "One day I'll walk down the aisle holding hands with my mama. I'll be thanking my dad because she grew from the drama." She also said once in an interview that, quote, "So much of me comes from my father, and for so long I didn't like that about myself. I had to accept that it's okay not to get along with somebody and to still love them." Now, her relationship with her father has been sporadic. She's said that they have gone periods without speaking to each other. I believe now he might be back in her life, but there is no question that she is broken from these earlier father issues. And what happens when people are hurt? They hurt other people. Now, of course,
and let's not forget, this is not the first time Ariana Grande has destroyed other people's relationship. It's not the first time. This is not the first time. And also, when it comes to a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these musicians, it's like, I don't know how it feels for them, but it's like a kind of steroid for some of them to just go in and break other people's relationship. It's just like fun for them somehow. It gives them some kind of happiness, or they're just happy in seeing other people miserable, or maybe it could be just being naive.
course, Ariana Grande is not going to stay with this man. And by the way, I want to make it clear, I'm not just attacking her. It's very clear that this man is at fault. It's obvious. Look at him. He's a dweeb, okay? This is the first time that a girl that he thinks is way above, he's boxing way above his weight class here. Oh my God, Ariana Grande, she's looking at me. And he has completely lost his mind because he's a weak man aside from being a dweeb. He's an incredibly weak man, and he allowed one girl to take a glance at him, and he ruined his entire life. And not just his life, he's ruining the life of his child, his first child, as well as the life of a woman who has loved him for the last 10 years. So yeah, he is a dweeb and he is a loser. And because he is a weak man, he will of course not be able to keep Ariana Grande. Don't even think about it. These two are not going to skip off into the sunset. That's not what she does. Ariana Grande is a viper, right? The sports for her, the high for her is breaking up the relationship. She's not going to stay with him because he's already committed to divorcing his wife. So the game is over for her.
And Candice is absolutely right there. I've noticed this. I've noticed this. Even when Ariana was married to her husband, and did anybody knew that Ariana was married? I just found out that she was married when she was going through the divorce. I'm like, girl, when did you get married? How did we get to divorce? Wow. And this is the thing. There are some women out here that actually do take some kind of happiness in destroying other people's home. It is like a steroid. It's like steroid to them, because it's like, yeah, you want me now, you can have me, and then all of a sudden, when you drop everything, they're just gonna leave you because, hey, you've taken out all that dopamine, you've taken out all that fun where things were still hot, and when things cool down and you want to literally really settle down, they're gonna up and leave. And I don't think Ariana is gonna be sticking with Mr. SpongeBob for a long time.
She's a fake feminist, Grande, who believes God is.
Okay, I'm gonna say I totally agree with Candice Owens in this part. I mean, she was not, everything she said was right. She was right. Now, I'm gonna have to bring up this other video from what is happening with Lizzo's, with Lizzo's case. Now, let me try to bring up this video over here.
Literally warming up my car to go to the mechanic, so I'm doing this quick. I want y'all to know that any kind of statement from any public figure is made with intent. There's an intention dropping this at the crack of dawn East Coast time so people can wake up to it. There's an intent just doing a simple notes app rather than just like a long one-page statement. And their intent on what route Liz and her team are going to go. They're going to go with denial and defense or accountability and action. They chose option one. We're going to read for this together. These last few days have been gut-wrenching, difficult, and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually, I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employers who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional.
Well, from the latest interview that I saw, that was not what the workers were saying. Many of them came out and they said, no, I wasn't fired. I just went into this. A lot of them said no, they were not former employees when this case was filed. So that is one thing that I'm not understanding, because they were literally in national television talking about this particular topic.
Nors, I've always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I am not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I am not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be the last few days. I'm very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. There's nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. Notice how this is in defense of herself, but we have no mention of the dance captain, her employee. This is drafted as like a statement solely for Lizzo in her company. The dance captain, she's out on her own. I'm gonna post my POV as someone with a crim degree and also a media person later today.
Okay. So let me bring up this video of people that are gonna be representing Lizzo. Oh goodness, she couldn't find any other law firm. That was the thing that I was just thinking about. I'm like, girl, you're making this case worse. You're looking for people that represented O.J. Simpson, Chris Brown. Like, girl, really? That is not the route to go.
We have seen everything Lizzo's lawyers have put out so far. But one thing that people are pointing out is who is representing her in this toxic workplace lawsuit going on. She's being represented by Marty Singer, and essentially Singer's clientele has a long list of problematic men who have been in controversy in most recent years, including Bill Cosby, Johnny Depp, Charlie Sheen, Chris Brown, Brett Ratner, recently Jonah Hill. Again,
Oh my God. I mean, this is not looking good. This is not looking good at all. I mean, she could have looked for any other law firm. Woo! I mean, I don't know who is in her legal team, but damn. Really? Okay.
I don't know who is advising her legally or on her main team, mainly agent, manager, publicist, to get this attorney to represent you in a workplace dispute lawsuit as a woman, as a black woman. Jesus Christ, why are celebrities so dumb? Just from a common sense, logical standpoint, what makes you think you as a woman are going to get the same outcome and result as the men represented by this lawyer? But oh my God, y'all are so dumb.
Woo, girl.
You as a woman are going to get the same.
I couldn't. Now I'm gonna say this. Thank you all for actually, being here. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, leave a comment if you have anything to say about this particular situation. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.